You know, they're generally the ones that advance themselves in this world. And we all push ourselves at our own pace. And some people are good at certain things and not good at others. Some people learn the language here really easily. I mean, I've been told, oh, I learned English from watching television. And I'm like, geez, okay. I watch Serbian television. You know, I know Vesta means news. I don't know. I don't see how people can pick up a language so easily, but you know, some people have different skills. I think I'm good at seeing a big picture. I'm good at seeing two sides of a subject. I read Benjamin Franklin's autobiography, and the letters to his son. He was a debater. He was a master debater. Yeah, he would literally pick a side and debate that side, and then, because he could, he would switch sides and debate the other side, just for practice. I mean, those are skills. And those are the kind of skills you don't need money for. You don't need technology for. I mean, in certain ways, technology is making us stupid. I noticed when I use GPS, I start to rely on GPS. It's like, okay, I'm going where this thing's telling me to go. It just happened to me yesterday. I literally walked around the block in circles when I knew I should have gone a different way. But I'm listening to this thing. Yeah, it got me there eventually. It totally took me in a circle. People rely on grok. I'm noticing that. People rely on cutting and pasting for their knowledge. It's like, I'm going to have a conversation with you. And I'm literally going to, you know, cut and paste what I barely read and give you that like it's my answer. And it's so obvious it's not. It's so obvious it's not them writing it. It's like, I refuse to do that. I absolutely will not. I like to write, be it good or bad. I'd rather have it come out of my brain. And it's not that I don't rely on opinion of grok. So I ask grok a lot of things. But usually its answers are things that I already know. So it's like, I don't want to come to the point where I'm going to follow this thing just because it's telling me to. There's a danger in that. I'm watching people use grok for music, and I swear it does a good job, which is scary, you know? I mean, I once heard, once upon a time, there will be a time where real things will have value. And I didn't know what that meant exactly when I first heard it. Like, this is a mosque. It's the only one I know of in this Orthodox country. So yeah, I didn't know what that meant. So if you make a piece of pottery and you make it with your hands, and you see all the imperfections versus a machine making that pottery, the one made by hand, the one that's so inefficiently made by one at a time with all its imperfections, will have more value. And I think that's because everything has energy. Everything has energy. That's why, I'm not one that likes used things anymore. I don't mind used things if it's something, it's expensive. I don't mind buying a used computer because I know computer technology, it's changing all the time. I don't mind buying a used one. I can also repair it, so I've got that going for me. But I don't like buying used clothes, and I feel that's because there's energy left behind. It could be good, but you don't know that. You don't know if that's good energy. All these bikes. What if those pair of pants that you just got are bad energy because of who they came from? Look at this thing. So cool. Yeah, what if a terrible person wore those pants? I don't see how that energy and your energy, it's not helping you. Now maybe you're so powerful that you can transmute energy. Sometimes I think that I'm doing that. Not that I'm so powerful, but sometimes I think maybe a lot of my energy is going to that. It's going to transmutation. I've never been to this restaurant. Yeah, I try to give myself a positive spin. I don't want to think the worst ever. It's so easy to go there. So it's not like it never happens. But if I dwelled on all the bad stuff that's happened to me, it would destroy my today and tomorrow. Alright, more ice. I recently heard, so that's saying is the cup half full or half empty? So the pessimist would say it's half empty, or the positive person would say it's half full. But I heard an interesting twist on that. It all depends on where your cup started. If your cup started full and it's now halfway down, it's half empty. If your cup started empty and it's now half full, this is a positive thing. Of course, you could still use the thought analogy, the thought exercise that I like to use, that is everything is opposites. So it's nice to think about something. Oh yeah, that cup is half full. Well, what does that mean? What if it means that now I'm gonna gain weight because of that? There's always a opposite, right? To everything. Maybe it's the fact that I think about all these things way too much. It does hinder me sometimes. It has stopped me. It stopped me in my tracks in the past. There's ebb and tide to to life. So you hear that? That is somebody drilling a hole. And that's what it sounds like in a concrete building. You have to have a hammer drill. It's a cool door. It's an old building. So I was once told, you know, about deep thoughts. I was told that Buddha was a millionaire and he could afford to sit around and contemplate life. You're not. Don't do it. Get a job. That's what I was told. And one of the things that I am struggling with, not struggling, I guess trying to understand, is what makes somebody rich. You know, money gives you the power to do things. But just because you have a bunch of money and you don't do anything, that's not helping. If you get obsessed with collecting and don't utilize that, because again, it's energy. You need to use that energy. You can use it in lots of ways. Right now, I would like to use it. I'd like to buy, you know, some old farm property, someplace that looks like it's collapsing. I would love that. And to, you know, have that and be able to live in the city. Now that's the best. That's a luxurious life. It's possible. But I like to debate, or I like to contemplate how to enjoy without money. What are the things that make you truly happy? I mean, studying a foreign language that doesn't require money. Taking care of yourself physically. It requires some, but it doesn't require, you don't have to be a rich man, rich woman, to be in good physical shape. That is more of a state of consciousness. It's a way of being. Alright, you guys, we're here at Bosnowitz. This is where I'm going to end this video. Hey, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all you. Alright, have a great day. Dobro dan, and ciao ciao.